All right, so we're still going strong this week on everything protein. So I think it's important that we talk about a few things such as how protein requirements might be different for plant-based eaters, why we might not digest some of these plants well, choosing high protein plant options, and much, much more. So trust me, you're going to want to check this video out. Now, today's video will be strictly revolving around everything protein for the fully plant-based eater. In a future video, we will talk all about plant-based diets in general and its role on our health. So let's dive in. Now, you may or may not already know that protein from plants is different from protein from animal products. Although they both have protein, they also have a different combination of amino acids, which you can imagine as colored Legos that fit together in different ways to take on different purposes in the body. Now, without geeking out too much, let's just break down amino acids in general so that way we can paint a clearer picture for you guys to better understand. Now, our body uses 20 different amino acids. There are 4 conditionally essential amino acids that your body can usually make unless under certain situations like being sick or after a brutal workout. Now, the other 9 are essential amino acids which play a role in building and repairing tissues like muscles. But they also have many other tasks like building hormones and neurotransmitters. Now, it's highly likely that you've heard of branched chain amino acids or BCAAs, right? Real popular supplements these days. These are a subcategory of the essential amino acids and they play a huge role in protein synthesis. Now, here's why all of this even matters in the first place. Now, foods are frequently considered complete proteins if they contain enough of all 9 essential amino acids, making foods that lack a complete profile be categorized as incomplete sources. So non-plant-based eaters love to refer to this argument when debating superior diets. But the reality is a balanced diet that should always have a mixture of different foods, so not every item needs to be labeled complete or incomplete. So for instance, neither rice or beans are complete by themselves, but together they're actually a complete source of protein. Here's the catch, all right? Plant-based eaters do need more protein than non-plant-based eaters. And that's just because we might not absorb protein from some plants as well as we do with animal products. Now, this is due to the structure of our digestive system as well as varying amino acid profiles. So, since they have a lower digestibility, if plants are your only source of protein, then you are going to need more from them in order to meet your body's needs. Now, this would also apply to food that you're sensitive to. Now, food that upsets your stomach in high amounts or that makes you gassy, these could be clear signs that your body is not absorbing these nutrients very well. Also, if you're someone who has health issues such as IBS or other gastro problems, absorption could be compromised. Maybe when eating these certain foods. So just make sure you're mindful of that when you're creating your meals. And if you're someone who feels GI distress like upset stomach or excessive gassiness, then there are a few steps that you can actually take that are going to help you figure out this problem. Now, eating slowly is a really popular tool and that can actually help you negate these issues by helping us put our parasympathetic nervous system into a rest and digest state rather than just rushing through your meal, okay? Now, journaling your food is also extremely useful to be able to track the foods that you're actually eating at specific times of the day, the quantity, what foods are being paired together, and also how you were feeling during and after your meals. So pay specific attention to beans and legumes because these tend to be easier to go overboard on. So if problems become severe or overly concerning, then you should most definitely go talk to your gastrointestinal doctor. Now, when it comes to high protein plants, soy is actually one of the most protein dense, but it's always surrounded by so much controversy. But it actually turns out that in reasonable amounts, it's overall safe. So the good news is that the research shows that soy supplementation doesn't seem to decrease testosterone or limit gains in lean body mass. It doesn't cause cancer in women, and it most likely doesn't cause thyroid issues, although research here is limited. So I know a lot of men are actually worried about the estrogenic effects of soy, but in reality, you would need to consume an extremely high amount in order to start to experience negative effects like that. All right, now, even somebody who is eating an all soy diet, which is highly unlikely, they would most likely still fall below ranges that were found to cause negative effects in the studies, which were between 450 and 900 milligrams. And it might be worth noting that this study was done in males with prostate cancer. So let's talk briefly about some of the studies and discuss what they actually found. Now, one study had 20 participants that were fed 50 grams per day for 3 months and was found to be just as effective as other protein types when it came down to muscle building and gaining strength. Now, another study of elite gymnasts supplementing with soy protein at 1 gram per kilogram of body weight, they showed favorable changes in stress responsive training when compared to other gymnasts not supplementing with any protein at all. Now, I can keep going, but to spare this video being too long-winded, I think that you get the point when it comes down to the whole, soy controversy. So unless you're somebody who is allergic to soy, then including this in your diet is generally safe. If you're worried about it, then you can rely on other options or simply just don't eat a diet that's exclusively soy and you're gonna be just fine. Just have a balanced diet. All right, so now that we cleared that up, if you're wondering what high protein foods you should include in your diet, then you may want to try tempeh, tofu, edamame, beans, lentils, split peas, black-eyed peas, and quinoa. There are also options like seitan, textured vegetable protein, and of course, protein powders. However, as protein dense as seitan is, it's made from gluten, which might be unfavorable to some people, and it actually doesn't offer much nutrition aside from protein, but it does make for a great meat substitute and can add variety to your diet. So you got that going for you. So now, when it comes to plant-based protein powders, there are pros and cons to each type. So just like anything else, then the option that you choose is ultimately going to be determined by your own personal preference and your own needs. So following this video, I'll post a chart comparing soy, pea, rice, hemp, and a rice blend protein. Now, keep in mind that even though some powder might be low in something specific like methionine or lysine, that doesn't make these choices bad choices. You can and should make up those values from the rest of your diet. Now, while doing that, some busy plant-based eaters might want something on the go. Who doesn't? Sometimes people want things that are just convenient, like a protein bar. However, these processed foods tend to be loaded with ingredients and provide less nutrition. But on the flip side, you can always make your own plant-based protein or rely on other options instead of bars like edamame and protein shakes. And when it comes to the newer crazes like the Impossible Burger or any other plant-based meats, they're usually made with highly processed plant proteins along with added oils, salts, sugars, flavors, and colors. Now, the more meat-like burgers are comparable to like 80% lean beef burgers. And since the newer engineered products might have ingredients that are newer to our system, we don't really know the long-term effects on our health, but who knows, it might not even negatively impact us. So when it comes to eating any of these products, whether they are store-bought protein bars or meatless meats, my recommendation would be the same as with any highly processed non-plant-based food. And that would be to just eat them less often. Now, just revolve your diet around nutritious foods that will help improve health and body composition goals. But we're humans and we're not robots, so it's super important to be able to eat the things that we enjoy and that are convenient for us in our everyday life. So just go ahead and eat the foods that you want. Now, in the end, every diet has food options that are better than others. That does not mean that less nutritious foods can't have a place in your daily life. Plant-based diets can have many benefits, but it's important to pay attention to the structure of your diet to help just ensure that you're actually getting the amounts that you need for your goals. Now, thank you all for watching, and of course, if you would like any help getting on track with your nutrition, then nutrition coaching can be a great fit for you. Driven by Hunger is a nutrition curriculum that teaches how to eat intuitively while moving at your own pace as you take the driver's seat. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and please add to the comments. More awesome content on the way. Until then, I'll see you next time.